The Monetary Board of the Central Bank decided to maintain the standing lending facility rate at 11% and the standing deposit facility rate at 12% following a careful analysis of current and expected developments in the domestic as well as the global economy, while noting the significant easing of monetary conditions since June 2023.
අපි දල් ප්‍රතිපත්තිය පහුගිය වාර දෙකකදීම පොළි අනුපාතය අඩු කරා. ඊට පස්සේ සත් දෙකකට විතර කලින් අපේ ද්‍රවශීලතාවය වැඩි කිරීම සඳහා සංචිත අනුපාතය අඩු කරා 2% 2%කින්. එතකොට ඒ අනුව පෙමුදල් ප්‍රතිපත්ති ලිහිල් කිරීමේ සෑහෙන ක්‍රියාදාමයක් කරගෙන ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා ප්‍රතිපත්ති පොළි අනුපාතය පැත්තෙන්.
However, the central bank warns that the disinflation trend could be impacted due to ongoing weather conditions and the volatility in global food and oil prices.
See inflation stabilizing around the mid-single digit level going forward over the medium term. But there could be risks to these baseline projections, both on the upside and on the downside. Upside risks mainly include possible impact coming from the drought conditions which are impacting the economy overall, and also possible weather related developments toward the end of the year as well. And also globally we are seeing the energy prices are rising and food prices are also rising, so there will be some impact coming from that as well.
Meanwhile, commenting on the upcoming progress review of the IMF due in September, Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinha said that Sri Lanka should not need to rush towards implementing structural reforms given that there is still time until the IMF Executive Board review.
Now, what is the status of the domestic debt restructuring? Especially now we've seen past, if I'm not mistaken, in July we had 57 to be met conditions, and from that 35 roughly were met. And then 25, we started off with 25 conditions that were met in March. Now, by September, 71 conditions are to be completed. What is the status of the domestic debt restructuring? And also, can these conditions be met in such a short time? Will the economy take a turn for the worse if these conditions are not met?
Can say in terms of commitment to the IMF under the Extended Fund Facility. Here, the commitment is that if you can remember last time when we reached the staff level agreements, and then we completed the first review completion in 20th of March. In February, there were certain commitments to be implemented and delivered. So we have a timeline, obviously, but this timeline is basic commitment is to complete all the reforms, implement and meet targets before the completion of approval of the Executive Board, the first review, which the September there's a mission coming here to assess the situation. That's not the deadline. It's like prior action for the next review. So I think government has made good progress in terms of quantitative targets, except for revenue targets. All targets have been met, including net inflation, reserves, all have been met on quantitative basis. And structural reform, there are certain reforms. For example, Central Bank Act. If you look at what was in the document, supposed to be passed by end of April, but it was passed, I think, end of June or somewhere. Still, we have met the condition. Could be delays in implementation, but that doesn't mean the direction we are moving in have not been reversed.